What is going on, guys? Aaron here, Curls in the Rack. Welcome back to another video, and I guess the big Garage Gym 2024 reveal a bit late, and there's going to be a brand new one in 2025. But let's go ahead, do the reveal, and then I got a rack review for you guys. So let's roll. All right, guys, so here it is in its full splendor, but before I go ahead and do the Tripost rack review, I thought I would sort of give a walk around so you guys could see what exactly I still have in my garage gym. Obviously, I have downsized from my 2-car garage gym to my 1-car garage gym, or as I like to call it, the no cars allowed car gym. And then we can get to the Tripost rack review. So in the section on the video, if you want to skip right to the Tripost rack review, by all means, go ahead down there on the slider and skip to that. But if you want to roll with me on this, I'll show you exactly what I still have and maybe what's new and maybe what I haven't gotten to do a review on yet. Okay, on this side of the gym, I went ahead and put a television in there so I could have a Fire Stick out here. And no, the Wi-Fi does not reach out here, so I can tether it to my phone and watch stuff. Do I do that? No, I do not. Still have the iPad timer, the old school one, the iPad one that I had embedded in my wall on the last gym. I still love that thing. It's super easy. I just don't ever put it online, and I'm sure the battery sucks, so I leave that thing plugged in. Fan for the summer. This was a big plus. Big fan. I think I got it off Amazon for like $100. I do still have the used to be the pump. Now they are the Flex. One of them doesn't work very well, but that doesn't matter because I will be getting some new stuff in soon. Those won't be staying here. What I did here is I got this little mini player off of Amazon. It cost me like $40. You can sync it up to my Spotify, and then it pulls down all my music. That way, if I want to record something, I don't have to shut off the music on my phone because it's paired up to the Bluetooth amplifier up here and then connected to a little speaker. It may not look like much, but I've already gotten 2 noise complaints from a lady down over that way. So it's good enough. Anyways, I also use these little magnetic guys if I want to shoot, or I just put a piece of metal on the back of this guy. I can snap that thing anywhere and have music. Still have the Kabuki Trap Bar HG. Still have the Mutant Metals with these beautiful handles on here. By the way, anything you see in here, ask me about it, or if you just go to my website, curlsandrack.com, I'll have promo codes and links to all this stuff if you want to get one. I have not done a review on this yet, but as you can see, these are free moving handles, so you can do curls and then go down to a hammer. You can do, switch grip. You can target your forearms, whatever the case may be. I will get to a review on that guy soon. As you know, I'm a big proponent of putting everything on the wall, so that is what I did with all the plates over there. I got a lot more weighted out plates coming. I got the really thin bumpers coming from weighted out, so I can't wait to do a review on those, and then just pretty much get rid of all my other weights and just have weighted out plates in here because they take up less room. All right, and then up here, this is where I put all the shoes, the gym-specific shoes. That way I don't get a bunch of mud in here because this is a detached garage and I'm coming from the outside. Still got my white erase board from the original gym. And then down here, I also have my transformer bar, and I have a couple bars from Exponent Edge. The straight bar I got from them, I love it. The knurling is fantastic. It has short little ends of the sleeves right here so I can get more plates on there. And then I went ahead and got the Edge bar, which has that divot in it. That way you could come up, squeeze a little bit farther because of that indent if you're doing, say, a bent over row than if you had a straight bar. Another addition I put in here is the automatic water dispenser that you just charge off a USB-C. And so that way, if I want water, I can do that. Just have one of these carboys out here that I used to brew beer in. And then when I want to, I go over to the house and get filtered water. I fill that up. This thing lasts forever though. So just one thing I had to put in here because I didn't want to be without. I got Dusty D's nuts right down here. That's the robot. He got bounced out here because he was chewing up the wool rug in the house. So now he is my gym cleaner. When I'm not out here, I just fire this thing up. Thank God there is power out here. I also went ahead and got a couple boxes in here because I like doing things where it's a step up or a step down, or if I want to do a box squat. I got a couple of these guys off Amazon pretty cheap. That way I got two of them. I can actually separate it. So if I want to stand on each one and do something where there's space in the middle, I can do that as well. And I also can use the edge jack, put that thing up on here. That way I can do things where I need the barbell to be elevated off of the floor to do presses, whatever the case may be. That's why I went ahead and got a couple of these. Next, I didn't have a good place to store all of my Bulletproof isolator components. So what I did was just got this piece of tubing that was laying around, and I spray painted that, put some brackets on it, put that up against the wall so I can just tuck these things up there and then have them on a shelf. So they all have their spot, and I don't have to use any of the wall space. It's all isolator. The free moving pad, I got the single pad, I got the non-free moving pad, I got the long arm, I got the short arm, and then of course the handles for the curls or the tricep extensions, whatever I want to do, that's all up out of the way. Then over on this side of the rack, we have the original uprights for the Tripost rack. I'll be putting those back on to do the review so you can see exactly what you are going to be getting when you order it, and not the other amazing stuff that has come out like the VTS trolleys, but I'll get to a review on those soon. Then we have this guy from my rep rack, and yes, you guessed it, the rep rack is going to be coming back over here very, very soon, and I'm really excited about that. And then Viking press, and then I also welded some handles that are neutral grip for the VTS, but that is for another day. All right, and then moving along, I just have a bunch of cables. I have the bullet pulley, and that came with a ton of different cables. I have the infinity arm here with the large pad over here. I still have some farmer carries thing. I don't ever really use those. There's the original pad for the infinity arm. The U-clips. I'm going to be doing some more videos on the U-clips. Hopefully, Mr. U-clips can send me some new and improved ones of these guys, because the glue is sort of coming out on these, and I've heard that he's made improvements so that that does not happen anymore. Also, he has another new product that's like a pull-down deadlift jack, all sorts of things. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Don't really use this anymore, just because it doesn't have. This is the Back Widow, but it doesn't really have any UHM plastic here, and I want to jack up my barbell, so we'll see where I go from there. Okay, moving along. I just got this in from the Nordstick. Now, this is going to be the rival to the Freak Athlete, whatever the heck bench, GHD bench, whatever you call that thing. I will do a review on that one very soon. This one actually hangs on the wall, which I'm excited about, because the other one was way too big. I had to get rid of that thing. And then we've got the Makita blower in here, and all the accessories, your handles, your bars, whatever. And then we got candy in the chalk pot, because I don't use chalk. All right, and last but certainly not least, of all the things that we are not going to be reviewing today, is the Blackwing bench from Rep Fitness. Used to have the Rogue 3.0 bench. That bench. This is a bench. Okay? I'm not even going to go into the details, but I really want to. Knurling everywhere. Zero gap. Decline. Rollers. Beefy. I mean, this UHM is beautiful everywhere. Anyways, let me stop getting my goo all over this thing, and we will do the review. All right, guys, here it is, the Tripost rack in all its glory. Now, I have on here the VTS trolley system. These VTS trolley systems are the best thing since sliced bread, and I will address them a little bit in this video. Basically, you can turn your rack, whatever rack you have, into a Smith machine by adding these hooks, right? Come out, you do your pressing, and you don't even need spotter arms, because you just use the pins and then you hook them back in, right? So that adds a lot of versatility to any rack, and I'll probably do a separate review on these. I'm so excited about them. I wanted to actually showcase them a little bit in this video as well. There are hooks right here on the front of these guys, which allow you to put a pulley system up there, and they're coming out with their own pulley system. I went ahead and welded my own, let me show you. Just something pretty simple that I welded up, that I put UHM plastic on, and just used one of my gym pins. Put that at the top of the rack, throw it through, And then I can hook one end to here, put whatever attachment I want and go down. I've welded another one for the bottom so I could do up movements, but they are actually going to be coming out with their own that's going to be pretty incredible, that actually has a pulley that articulates left to right, or you could use your bullet pulley, which I got, which you can fasten to any rack, and that actually moves side to side as well. I do have some posts about that on Instagram if you want to check them out, but let's get to the rack itself. A couple things you get with this rack. You get these rolling J-hooks, which, as you can see, I've used the crap out of these things. UHM plastic everywhere on the lip so your bar isn't going to get damaged. And for all you knurling fans out there, you get these guys to tighten them up. That has a little spacer in there. So yes, beautiful. Something else that you get with this rack is you get this pull-up bar / dip bar that actually is able to be placed anywhere on the rack, any upright. And what you do is you throw the 1-inch pins through here. It actually has hooks, so if you want to hook up bands or that pump or whatever and do anything with banded work, you can do that. Bring it down lower, do crossovers or whatever. And then once you have it in place, to get rid of any sort of wiggle, you can tighten this guy down here. And actually they're very comfortable in your hands. You can do neutral, you can do wide. This thing's pretty easy to take off. In fact, why don't I take it off right now? So this one, toss that guy, then take this. I can lower it to wherever I want, or I can just take it off and put it away. Okay, so let's get to the reason it's actually called the Tripost rack and why Larry decided to make this rack. Well, some of us, I'm sure in the community, in the gym community that bought the isolator and put it on our rack, well, we were having to take it off when we wanted to do other exercises. That's why I'm sure Larry decided to make this rack that has this one upright in the back that you can go ahead and leave the isolator on, and it's not going to get in the way of when you're working out here. You can still do your squats, you can still do your benching, you can still do anything you want on the front two uprights, but then you have a lot of room back here to do your movements with the isolator setup. These feet back here that you see are extremely easy to remove. This is for storage, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how the other benefit of this rack is the fact that you can break this thing down rather quickly, and you could put it up out of the way, lean it against the wall if you wanted to do other stuff in here. I'm not really all about that, having a ton of space to jump around in here, so I just leave it up all the time, and I went ahead and removed those, but I put them back on because I wanted to show you guys exactly how it folds up and is put away. Before I go ahead and put this thing back together and show you guys exactly how you can fold it up and store it, I'm going to show you the one drawback I found with this rack. I found that when I was re-racking the barbell, it tended to wobble a tiny bit, and that's with me getting all the slop out and everything. So what I did is I just attached it to each side of the wall, which got rid of any of that sway either way. So that is how I chose to get rid of that, just for the simple fact that I never needed to fold this thing up when I wasn't using it. But that's the only thing I could say about this rack, but it's going to be like that with any squat stand that you get. In fact, I bet you this one has less wobble than any other squat stand. I just have personally never purchased a squat stand before. So to get rid of that, easy to the sides of the walls and done. All right, now that I have this bad boy put together in its original form, another feature of this rack is that it has telescopic tubing uprights, which means you can raise your front pull-up bar up to any height you want and then also lower it all the way down to be folded up. So basically how you do this is you would take this guy out, you would take this one out, and then this guy slides down, and you could go ahead and pop your pin anywhere you want, and these actually do have pins that go through here so they won't come out. But then, so say you had your children working out here with you or somebody shorter, then you have a pull-up bar that you can use at this height. All right, so now I think it's time that I show you guys exactly how this thing comes apart. And I apologize for the camera angle because it's a little tight in here, so I'm only able to do it like this, but I will explain things as I'm doing it, and then hopefully I can bring the camera in closer to show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so the first step in taking this thing apart is basically we took our pull-up bar off already from the back here that you saw at the beginning of the video, and then this piece is actually telescoping. It comes right off of here, and what we're going to do with this piece is we're going to put it on the side. And there are two 1-inch bolts on the side here, which you just slide this guy over and pin it to the rack, and then you can secure it with these pins here. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And now that we have the half of the upright still left on here, there is a tightening screw on the side. There's a tightening screw on the back, and then there is a pin that goes through the middle of it. Pop that out, and once we do that, this guy just comes right out, and we put it the same way we did over on the other side of this rack. And after you go ahead and lower your pull-up bar all the way down, you can go ahead and loosen up these tension screws on both sides. Pop that guy off, pop that one off, pop this, and you can simply lay this all the way down like that. And then there is another hole in the bottom here. You can come through. That way it is secure in the down position on both sides. And now we are ready to go ahead and put this away. Okay, so now here is where the wheels are, so we can move this thing. This is one of your feet, and this is another one of your feet. As you can see, when you get close to the spot you want to put this up in, then it has this foot right here. But if you're going to want to wheel it around, you can put it up here, which is what we'll do first. I'll get it close to the wall where I'm going to tip it up, and then I will pop this down. That way it's secure with a base of support right here and on the back side. All right, unless you are an absolute beast, truth be told, I would go ahead and take off the pieces that I showed you that are part of the Tripost rack, the third upright there. Take those off before you put it up, because you can put them back on afterwards, but having your arms spread this far wide and putting it up, really only Larry Nolan can pull that off, I think. There we go. And then I can go ahead and put these uprights on, which is much smarter to do than try to beast your way through getting that thing up. I don't want another hernia, and I'm sure you don't either. All right, and then once this thing is up, you can go ahead and pop these guys on, which is actually easier to do than having to do it from the floor because you have a lot more clearance. I can put the pins in there, and this is actually what it looks like. It's only, I don't know, about 2 feet away from the wall, and I didn't even go all the way to the wall. So that is basically the Tripost rack. If you're somebody who is looking for something that, now that I put this away, I can have a freaking dance party in here. I can do some sort of CrossFit workout, which I would never do, or, you know, whatever. You want your kids to run around. This thing is very secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And if you have enough strength, you could pull this thing down, wheel it around, and then set it back up when you wanted to use it. I highly recommend this rack for everybody who's looking for a space-saving option. Now, you're probably like, well, Aaron, you just told me you're going to get another rack in here. Yes, that is true. I want my Big Red, I want my Rep rack back in here, just for the fact that it has the Athena add-ons for the pull downs. I got the two 300-pound weight stacks on there. I have all my custom logos on the side, and that thing's been sitting in storage for about a year, but I have been using this thing and it hasn't given me any problems, and I haven't wanted for anything else other than maybe a pulley system that they are soon to be coming out with for this. So stay on the lookout for that. I'm gonna have more reviews coming soon in 2025. And I'll show you the rep gym when that's all done too. But until next time, peace.